There, Pisces. I hope you are doing wonderfully. Let's go and get into your reading for December 2015. My apologies for the delay. I've had a lot going on, so yeah, lots of work, lots of work. Queen of Swords. Here, let's just flip this one over. We have the Five of Wands. I feel like I want to do this in a different way. Six of Pentacles. The World in reverse. Seven of Wands. The Hierophant. With the Moon at the bottom of the deck. So you're presiding over this energy, Pisces, entirely. The Moon is your card as well. I always also pick in the Cancer energies for the Moon as well. This actually makes more sense with Cancer for me, but it is a Pisces ruled card as well. Yeah, I feel here, Pisces, that you're needing to be very conscious about equality, fairness, doing what is right, being involved in situations that are right for you. It seems like you're in a fair amount of conflict that you're now wanting to basically put behind you so you can see equality, even if it is not with the same person. You could be dealing with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, good Lord, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. But you're looking towards the future with hope, and it feels like there's positive things happening for you in the future, Pisces. But what I feel is that it's going to have to take a level of diligence on your part to basically attain that and step within it. It feels like you have ties to the past, things that may not be completed yet, whether this is emotional baggage from the past or it's actually a person that is in your life right now. It feels like you have a lot of resistance towards dealing with that person. I don't know if you've put this situation behind you, even though you may have not gotten closure from somebody, if you may have just, kind of let it go. That's what happens. Sometimes you just let it go. And it's fair to us. It's fair to the person itself, you as the person. And I feel here, Pisces, that you're standing your ground. Now, with the Moon presiding over everything, the Moon talks about, it can talk about deception, but oftentimes more so than not, for me, I pick up the Moon as an energy where we are dealing with emotional disruption, emotional confusion, sometimes how we lie to ourselves, sometimes how we keep ourselves in situations that are not fair to us. But I feel here that you're going to be dealing with that very soon if you haven't already. It's just addressing it, though. It's addressing where you've been emotionally stunted or where you've been emotionally frustrated in a situation. It feels like you guys maybe did not get closure from somebody here or did not get communication. I don't know what it is. It feels like something here has been left undone. And you kind of are just like, I'm stepping away from that entirely. I don't necessarily want to be part of that anymore. There's too many problems that accompany this issue. So I'm going to put my back to it. I'm going to be basically on guard should it come up, but I'm moving towards the future. Now, moving towards the future, we have a lot of positivity here. We have a lot of equality, give and take. We've got things that are dealing with, I don't know if this is coming up in your business. I don't know if this is connecting with other people on a grander scale. But what I'm feeling here, Pisces, is the necessity to address the emotional connection to whomever you're dealing with. The necessity to deal with your own feelings about a certain situation. And that's hard. Some of us would just prefer to say, no, I'm done, I'm healed, I'm over it, I'm going to let it go. And if that is truly for you and that's the direction you're going in, I commend you, because you're a very strong person if you can do that. What I'm feeling here is a lot of Piscean people are having a hard time letting go of this. It's like if it came around again, it would be like opening up Pandora's box, a myriad of feelings and emotions and all of this confusion flooding back to us. But then again, really looking at equality, truth, value, and does this situation bring that to you? You know, is it something that you truly do need to release into the past, or do you need to hold on to those emotions and feelings? A lot of us say, oh, I'm done, whatever, but then we hold a giant grudge, or we can't see past our hurt feelings. There's an energy that happens, Pisces, where we can truly forgive, and that means, okay, oftentimes it comes where we are able to look at the person for who they are, what they've shown us. And it's not just, oh, they were assholes and they were so mean to me and they disregarded me and shut me out and whatever. Maybe that happened, but what happened to them for them to react in such a way? And a lot of people say, oh, they're a narcissist. That word gets thrown around a lot. And I don't necessarily like that, because not everybody's a narcissist. Sometimes people are assholes, you know, sometimes people are jerks. Sometimes people are not even aware of what they're doing. You know, maybe they had parents who completely abandoned them or disregarded them. Maybe they've been in situations where they've, you know, been constantly just dejected and, you know, rejected. And maybe that's stuck. Maybe that's been some sort of learning point for them, you know. People learn in the craziest of ways, and oftentimes it's going to be through impact, through pain, you know, repetition through situations that we don't necessarily want to have happen, but they happen anyhow. People are hurt. Overall, people are generally hurt. And we're not all of us brought up with like wonderful gifts and, you know, treasures in regard to love and, you know, relationships. And most of us are from broken families and, you know, divorced everything, and like abuse and alcoholism, and we all have bullshit in our families. It's about how we hold on to the energy. And here I feel, while you are making the effort to say it, and it's almost like become a mantra now, like you can let this go, you can move through this, I'm choosing this instead of this, it's still here with you. And it's anchored down here with the world in reverse, which is essentially energy where it's like it's a card of things not being completed. It's things still kind of festering, still problematic, still disruptive with this Five of Wands, still where we're defensive. But I think what's important here, Pisces, is to get a different view of the situation, you know. Maybe look at the person for who they are. What has their life been? What has their childhood been? And they might be a narcissist. Who knows, Pisces? But what I'm feeling is that whatever they may be, a narcissist or not, you know, for somebody to, I guess, show this side of themselves to you, it says a lot about them. It says a lot about their wounding and their pain. And some of you are going to be like, well, I don't give a shit about their wounding and their pain. They're assholes. And that's fine. You know, there's an aspect here where moving away from this also essentially incorporates your ability to shine and share some compassion here for this person. Even if you're not outwardly doing it, you're doing it on an internal level. This is not a reading necessarily for people who are like in a wonderful relationship. I think that this is a healing point for people who are coming out of a traumatic situation and being brave and honest with themselves and trying to persevere towards their futures, which seems very positive here, Pisces. But overall, what I'm feeling is that you need to deal with the internal baggage first. So we are going to pull some clarifiers here. Let me just find them. 10 billion cards. I want the little dragons. Little dragons. I love little dragons. All right. Please show me the world here. So yeah, you have the Ace of Cups here. With the world in reverse. This is an energy where we're basically like holding on to a situation, or internally holding on to the situation because we feel like there's some sort of, it either needs to be justified by love, somebody needs to recognize love, we're hoping that somebody comes back secretively. That energy is still there. It's present. It's almost as if like you've been holding on to this trauma in a way, hoping that it can be fixed. Now, the beautiful thing about the Ace of Cups, this is a card of healing. So whether or not you get whatever clarifying energy from a person, whether you get closure, whether you get a last say in the matter, you know, this is talking about needing to heal the situation on your own, especially if this person's not open to giving back to you. You might want to watch Scorpio's reading. I don't know if you're dealing with a Scorpio or not, but their reading was not the same, but there was a similar vibe happening. Show me the Five of Wands. So yeah, the Six of Swords for the Five of Wands. Six of Swords communicates an energy where we're basically moving away from situations that no longer work. It's having the fortitude to move forward even though you feel like you're stuck. It's moving away from situations that hurt you, that leave you conflicted, that do not communicate well with you. It's a transformation in that, but it's the acceptance of the ending of a situation. And some of us have a hard time letting go of things. We have a hard time releasing information, or not information, but experiences, because we don't have enough information. We want like everything to be laid out for us. And I don't think this situation is going to offer that here necessarily, Pisces. I feel that this energy in the situation is more so indicative of where you're going to have to pull yourself out of this. Show me the Queen of Swords here with the Seven of Wands. So you have the Six of Coins here. You have it here too. It's in reverse here with the Moon at the bottom of the deck. Moon here, Six of Coins here in reverse once. Now the Six of Coins in reverse is basically, it's again this inequality. It's not being honored for your time, for your expertise. It's not being honored for the energy that you put in, for maybe the fairness that you showed somebody, or the energy that you put into something with somebody. It was not reciprocated. And it's basically left you on edge. It's a high anxiety level of energy. And with the Six of Coins in reverse, especially with the Queen of Swords, it's like, I know what doesn't work for me any longer. I know what I don't need to keep in my life, and I know I need to let something go, and it's cutting it through, but it's healing the process. You just can't shut it down, sweep it under the rug, and it's gone. I turn my back to it, and that's it. You have to deal with the process of the feelings and the emotions and the lessons. Show me the Six of Pentacles with the Hierophant. So the Three of Cups. So the Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Three of Cups. This is, I know a lot of people say, oh God, the Three of Cups. No, it's a third party situation. Not all the time, okay? So the Three of Cups talks about celebration. It talks about joyous events. It talks about going out to dinner and drinks with friends, meeting new people in new social settings. It is being involved in situations that feel good. Some of you, this literally may be going back to school. Some of you may need a loan to do so. But I say take that opportunity if that's something that is, hi Marcel, if that's something that is kind of, poking at you. Take that opportunity, get a loan, whatever it is. If you want to go back to school, some sort of course, some sort of new specific education that you want to delve into. And here, in a way, it's kind of on the tail ends of Scorpio's reading. Their reading was very much about moving towards something new, focusing and funneling their energy into something that was absolutely new to them, but also very important. A lot of creativity, and it's something that gives back to the world. And you, Pisces, are a very altruistic sign. I'm a Pisces, actually. You care about other people. You want people to excel and succeed, and sometimes, we put ourselves behind and we allow others to do that at our expense. I think it's time to release this type of energy, and move towards something new. So with the Three of Cups here, I don't think it's a third party situation at all. I think it's more along the lines of being involved with situations and people who are actually on board with you, who feel comfortable to be around. It's again, that equality, that give and take, the fairness and communication. What's under the Moon? The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is an energy where we move forth towards what we want very diligently. We're happy about it. We're excited to get involved in life. I come up as the Queen of Wands. Did I say Queen of Swords? Queen of Wands. See, Queen of Swords is here. Queen of Wands. I come up as this card often, I don't just say that because there's a little black cat here. But it's about kind of getting over getting over a lot of the problems and just embracing life for what it is and making the best of it, going after what you want and being open to change and newness in your life. So I feel like I want to clarify one more thing. What is the direction of the Queen of Swords? Hang on, your card's falling. So you have the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's good. So some of you are going to be going back to school. Some of you are going to be getting licenses in different vocations. Some of you, it's literally seeking counseling from people sometimes to get out of this energy. But whatever it is, it sets you towards fairness, equality, new knowledge, understanding different aspects of yourself. You know, through these types of energies, we understand different aspects of ourselves, which essentially changes our experience and understanding so we can actually apply that towards our future. Some of you would be wonderful therapists. Some of you would be wonderful counselors. Try it. Try it. You know, some of you might want to be, I don't know, hypnotists or, you know, people who access others on a deeper level, you know. That's important too. For some reason, guided meditation is coming up right now. There's a woman that I listen to from time to time. She has a YouTube channel here. Her name is Lillian Eden. Lillian Eden, like the Garden of Eden. She does a lot of guided meditation videos. You could just put your headphones on, lay down, and listen. There's, I think, over 100 of them. You can pick and choose. But the thing about that is it offers new information to you. And I think it's going to be something that can resonate with you in a different way. A lot of people don't want to do the work. You have to do the work. You have the Lovers and the Seven of Swords here. This is heavily on the mind, I feel. Yeah, and the Moon again. This is the emotional clincher here, you guys. I don't know what's happened in the past for you, Pisces, but it feels like you could be with a Gemini or could have been with a Gemini. It doesn't have to be a Gemini. But this is what's been clouding up your energy, and this seems to be what's been focused upon the entire time. And while this may have been the initial relationship experience with the Lovers, it came with the Seven of Swords, which is being disregarded. It's cheating, it's lying, it's thievery, completely not caring about the people that you're with. I don't know if that was the person that you were with previous to this change in your life, or what may have been the catalyst to the change in your life. But there's still a fair amount of confusion about it, Pisces, and it's now time to let it go, okay? So that's the Moon with the Moon. I want advice for you. Show me advice for Pisces. Okay, so you have the Star, you have the World, and you have the Fool. So the Star is where we listen to ourselves, we listen to our intuition, we trust the process in regard to the direction that we're going in. We are open to shining light on things that may have not been, you know, they may have been too difficult to process in the past. It's now opening yourself up to it. This is a card of being recognized. It's a card of being seen for who you are, especially with the Hierophant here. I'm feeling like there's an energy where you're going to become more present within people, within your own culture. Sometimes that can literally mean that you're moving. Oh God, I can't stand pop culture, but something about this is like saying pop culture, pop culture, pop culture. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Honestly, I don't know where that connection is, but if that makes sense to you, then it does. It's for you. But the Star, the Hierophant twice, these are energies where it's like we're putting ourselves essentially in positions to grow. We're putting ourselves in positions to understand newness and possibilities for our own advancement here. And that's not bad. You don't need to feel guilty about that or like you're being selfish. This is the path that you're on. If it feels right, do it. You might want to listen to Scorpio's reading. Their reading was like, do this thing, do this thing. I don't know what the thing is, but do this thing, do this thing. interesting. The world here, it's upright now. It was in reverse before. Now, this talks about closing out cycles. It talks about ending situations that are no longer worth your energy. And it's not like, whatever, I just don't want to think about it anymore, bye. It's not that. It's actually learning the lesson. It's understanding why a thing happened. And it's like taking inventory of your internal growth, your process as a human being. And it's allowing things to change so you can walk away from them. It doesn't mean that you walk away from them without a scar or two, you know, but scars indicate healing. It may have been a gash at one point, but scars indicate healing. The Fool here, as moving forward, the Fool essentially is talking about new beginnings. It's about putting yourself into new positions so that you can experience new things. Learning from your previous and past experiences so you can actually move forward now, utilizing that information for yourself and putting forth a fair amount of effort into what you want to get into now. There's a lot of I don't know, Pisces, I feel like a lot of passionate creativity or something here with you. I feel like there's I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about that because I'm not that. It's like that opened and then it closed. The connection I just had there, it was open and then it closed, and so I'm not going to touch on that anymore. Passion. It's not a passion for another person, Pisces. It's a passion for what you do in life and what you contribute, how you show up, what you present yourself as. What is the experience that you choose to have here, Pisces? There's a lot for you. Show me for Pisces. Hearing messages from Spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from Spirit. I might talk a little louder, you guys. Hey, Spirit world, speak a little louder, use a bullhorn. Expecting miracles. Miracles are blossoming in my life. At the bottom of the deck. Starting fresh. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. Absolutely. I think you guys need to go towards what you want. Scorpio's reading was very similar. I don't know if you're dealing with that. It's not even about the person anymore, necessarily, Pisces. It's about you. And it's positive. It's just a lot of emotional turmoil back and forth. And I think some of you are going to need to let go of this. This may be difficult to let go of, the Seven of Swords, being mistreated, disregarded. There's something here, I am feeling almost like an emotional imprint that's just kind of like become a web all around you, and it needs to dissipate. So let's go ahead and I want more for you. Too many cards. So many cards. Yeah, okay. Show me something for Pisces. So you have the Princess of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles and the Princess of Swords here. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, and at the bottom of the deck you have the Six of Hearts, which is hearts, Six of Hearts, cups. So in regard to this here, get this out of here. In regard to the Six of Hearts, Six of Cups, I think this is where this is emotionally blocked here. I feel like some of you may be watching somebody, I don't even know if this person is existent in your life anymore, and some aspect of this almost feels like they don't care anymore, and that sounds really harsh. You may not be dealing with somebody who has the availability to care or treat you right. Scorpio also had a very similar message in there. So again, you might want to piggyback Scorpio. The Queen of Pentacles essentially is talking about where we are setting forth our energy towards starting businesses, becoming resourceful, taking care of our home, taking care of our experience, or the things that are around us. It's about creating something out of nothing, but that something is something very stable and fruitful and beautifully abundant. It's kind of a rebirth energy. I love the Queen of Pentacles. She's a beautiful energy. She's a self-starter. She makes things happen. And oftentimes with the Queen of Swords, you have somebody that's dealt with a fair amount of pain, being treated poorly, you know. With the Queen of Pentacles, it's utilizing that pain and being treated poorly and hurting, you know, where we start to plant seeds for new growth, new things. When something, like, okay, so if you planted a seed and it started growing and it was really beautiful, and then all of a sudden it just died, or it started to get root rot, or it just withered away, and you were like, oh my God, I spent so much time on you. I was feeding you the good things. I was making sure that you were properly watered, you know, whatever it may be. You don't leave that rotten, dead plant just sitting there. You pull it out, you till its soil again, you know, and you plant something new. It's that energy. It's like, well, now I've had this dead plant in my life. That's a metaphor for people that we've dealt with, whatever it may be. It's a metaphor for whatever it feels right for you. But it's about letting it go. It's about allowing something new to prosper in its place. You know, when we put the energy out towards that, things change for us in a positive way. So I just want you to remember that, okay? You got to let go of whatever's happened here. You got to let go of whatever's happened here. I would say I'm going to pull one card for this page of, or Princess of Swords. Show me the Princess of Swords. Yeah, so you have the Hangman coming out in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You need to distance yourself from this energy. And I feel some of you, this is a situation where you are at this point, like, not all of you are spying on somebody, but there's an energy that is being presented to me where what I'm feeling is like, it's like that internal monitoring of somebody, or like looking at their Facebook or their Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is, you know, thinking about them all the time, harboring their energy. The Hangman upright, you know, he basically absorbs information. He processes things. He looks at things from all angles, but there's only so long he can stay in this position. He's going to get all of his blood, you know, his leg is going to go gangrenous because he's cutting off circulation. You can't hang in that position forever contemplating. Thankfully, it's come out in reverse. This is where we've looked at everything from multiple angles and we move on. We accept. It's about accepting what is. It's about accepting the treatment that we've experienced with something. It's about accepting pain and heartache. Not saying that you're a doormat and that you just accept it and take it. It's about accepting the lessons within it. Again, another message from Scorpio's video. So I'm going to leave it here. Be careful about what you're doing. Don't stalk people. Disconnect from the energy as much as you possibly can. And when you find yourself reconnecting and trying to find different ways to connect, no. What is that thing where you're trying to stop smoking? You put a rubber band on your wrist, and every time you try and smoke a cigarette, you pull the rubber band, you slap it against your wrist, and it's a momentary shock. It shocks you a little bit. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, Pisces. You might want to get a little bag of rubber bands or something, because it might be a ride. So I'm going to let it go here. If you found this helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Yeah, start fresh. You know, I'm not really big on like, oh my God, it's the new year, got to start fresh. You can do that any day of the year. But a lot of people focus on the end of the year and the beginning of the new year. So whatever works for you, go ahead and do it. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.